Alright guys, so what I'm doing today is I'm actually making brake lines for the 37 rad. Alright? Well, there's a couple different ways to do it, and I don't know if you guys ever made your own brake lines, but there's a couple different tools. What I'm going to show you today is two different type tools, okay? One's your standard kit that you can buy just about anywhere to do. Costs about 55 bucks for a good one, and it's what I've been using for years. Now, my buddy called me the other day, and I told him what I was doing, and he said, come pick up this tool I got. Once you use it, you'll never use the other tool again. Looked up this tool, it's about 200 bucks, okay? So today I'm gonna show you how to use both tools, and you can figure out for yourself how many brake lines you're gonna make to which tool you need, all right? This is the first kit I'm gonna use. Now this one's made by Gear Wrench. This is your standard brake line flaring tool. It also comes with a bender, deburr, a few things like that. This is the type tool I've used for years. I've tried the cheap ones from you know where and this, that, and other, and I break them, they don't hold, things like that. So I bought this kit a couple years ago. It's done me good. So we're gonna go through how to actually do a brake line, flare brake line with this kit, all right? Now, I've got just a junk piece of brake line that we're gonna work with. So normally you cut it to the length you want with the cutter. We're gonna cut it when we're done, but simple pipe cutter, okay? That's what we're gonna use, conduit cutter. Conduit cutters kind of crush a little more, you want a pipe cutter, okay? Now, first step, you always gotta remember when you're doing a brake line, put the fitting on first. I can't tell you how many lines I've made over the years and lost track of what I was doing. Flared it, got this beautiful flare on it, and forgot to put the fitting on. So, first thing we're gonna do is put the fitting on. Then we're gonna grab our clamp, okay? Now, when you look at these clamps, I don't know if you can see it, but all the different sizes are on it. Now, this is 3/16 brake line. So we're gonna go to 3/16 hole, and we're gonna put it in there. Now, we're not gonna set it and tighten it yet because you need to get the die. The 3/16 die out, which looks like this little guy here, okay? Now lay the die backwards against it, and you're gonna set your depth. Now you're gonna set that depth to the fat part of the die, okay? So when we put it in there, we're gonna set the height to that. This can be a little tricky, not doing it on a bench, but we're gonna make it work. Okay, about there. Now, after that's done, you're gonna swing up the wing nut here and give it a good tighten down. Now, I broke a few of the cheap ones trying to tighten them down too much, but no, we're gonna be putting pressure on this. So if you were to not tighten it down enough, as soon as you start putting pressure on it, the line's gonna slip and nothing happens. So we're gonna go ahead and tighten this guy down. Now the die has a little nipple on the end. Go ahead and put that into the line. Now if it doesn't fit, because the way you cut it, you can take the deburring tool like this and just spin it a few times in the end of the line. Okay? This will open up the center hole, and you'll actually be able to get the tip in there then. Then you can actually slide the die in it like so. Next, we're gonna get this guy out, okay? Now you're gonna spin this on back a good ways. Okay, now it's going to go over the clamp like so, slide it over to the die, and then tighten down. Now, I have it pressing in the center of that die, like so. Now you're gonna go ahead and crank this down, okay? Go as far as you can and stop. You're not gonna go too far, okay? Once you have that done, you're gonna back the clamp off, take this out, take the die out, okay? So once we've got it done, we do that. Now, put the die back away, take the clamp, put it back on. This time, you're just going directly into the end of the line. Okay, as you can see, it's just going right into the end of the line this time. Do the same thing, crank it down. Once you go as far as you can, back it back off, take it off, look at your flare. It's all right, it's not great, but it's all right. Then you're gonna back off the clamp. Swing it open, and there's your flare, okay? Now, you can just slide the piece up, and you're done, all right? Pretty simple tool to use, not that hard, but when you are doing 20 fittings, 30 fittings, it can get tiring of sitting there doing that over and over and over. So, now we're gonna cut it. So, when you're cutting it, you're just gonna back off your pipe cutter, put it in the rollers, get it to it snug, and spin it a few times. After you spin it a few times, snug it again. Keep doing this over and over. Hard part is with the straight line, you have nothing to grip. Once you feel it start to give way, you'll be able to spin it a couple more times and the line's cut. I don't know if you can see that, but nice clean cut on it. All right, let's do the other tool now. All right, the next tool is from Eastwood. Now, let's open this guy up and look at it. This is a tool that I borrowed from a buddy. So let's get this set up. All right, guys, we have the tool mounted in the vise. I've put on the handle, so now it's time to pick the dies. So I picked these dies here, they're 3/16, so they're exactly what we need. Now, if you look at the die, this side has a nice blunt flat point. This side here has a taper. We're gonna be working with the blunt flat. Okay, so when we put it in here, you wanna put the dies in like this. Now, one of the common mistakes that people say is, well, it doesn't work. That's because you put the die in like this. Put it in just like normal, like they were stacking on each other. Once you get them in, you flip the jaw over, put the pin in to hold it. Now, we got a nice fresh cut piece of brake line here. If you're looking at the dial, which I know you guys can't see, but the dial here, there's a spot that says Opt 1. You're gonna take it, spin the line in, move the handle all the way out. Once you've got it out, you're gonna go ahead and tighten down this jaw. Okay, you don't have to go overboard, but just tighten the jaw down. Now the line is secured at the proper depth. Okay, now we look at the top and 3/16 Opt 1. So we're gonna go to it and press the lever. Just like so. Then we're gonna go to Opt 2 for 3/16. Press the lever. Then we back off the jaws and open the device. Perfect. No scarring on the tubing, nothing. Perfect factory flare, double flare. I couldn't ask for better. So there you have it, guys. Two different ways to do it. The conventional normal tool that any of us can probably afford or borrow, whatever. So, I mean, I've been using that tool for years. I made all my brake lines that way. I've had no trouble with it. It is time consuming. It is a bear, okay? Especially if you're doing a whole car. Now, if you're just repairing one brake line, making a little one here or there, yeah, you can get away with it. Not a big deal. But when I'm doing this whole car and I've got to run God knows how many fittings through this and all the different stuff, this tool's really going to come in handy, the more expensive tool. So, I mean, lucky for me, buddy had it, let me borrow it, I'd have to buy it. But I'm not saying you gotta have this tool, but if you're building complete cars, it could come in handy and save some time. So, all right guys, well, this weekend I'm headed out to the LA Roadster Show. Same buddy lent me the tool, I'm going out with him. So it'd be cool, I'll be out, see a bunch of cars, everything like that. If you guys see me out there, come say hi. I'd love to meet some of you guys. But anyway, if you enjoyed the video, you know the drill. Subscribe that way. And if you want to see some other videos, right there. All right guys, you have a great day.